Okay, welcome back to the second part of this. The second part of 3. Let me see, I'm going to put that. I found this vinyl paper. I don't know what this is. I think this is for, it shows like the cups and possibly t-shirts that you would use this for, except I'm gonna try to put it in this cabinet. I think it's sticky. It is. See, it's sticky. Why wouldn't that work? Okay. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this paper. So we'll have to, oh no, could we do it like that? Okay, so if we turn the roll like this, we would not have to double it. Okay, see what I'm going for? Even though I'm blocking the entire frame. Let me put it up. Okay. Yeah, I think that will be good. Except what about the sides? All right. There's no like measure lines, so we're gonna just eyeball this. Okay. That is all right. So we're going to make little marks, maybe above where it is supposed to be. This is scary. I don't even know. I might be. Okay, and then okay, I don't like that because it's a little bit too short. Let's do it like this. Okay, we're gonna cut it longer than we know it's supposed to be. Instead of messing with this whole row, right? Or the whole roll, we'll get rid of this part. Then we're gonna go from this side. There we go. There we go. That way we don't get so close to the edges, because that first cut, I just got way too close to the edge. Let me try this one. All right, we're gonna cut it away above. Get that out of here. It's above over there. And, ooh, do we drape this over the front? Or do we wrap the whole thing? Because I don't know. Do we wrap the whole drawer? I think that would look weird. I think that would look weird. So let's just do, so we'll finish the edge, okay? Like, we'll do it on the edge. I need a little extra. Okay. So we're gonna finish the edge here with the collage. So we'll just cut extra. Oh, that was cut. Here, This is so a mess, but it'll work out just fine. We're gonna cut that off. There we go. Now, we're gonna stick this in there. Cut the extra away. Peel it off. Cut it along the edge right here. Peel it off. Then, these little edges, we're gonna collage. So it'll go in with the rest of it. Okay. Let's just throw this on there. How sticky is this? If it comes up, I had some glue here and I usually just wonder if I should put extra like adhesive-y. Oh, okay, good. It can be removed pretty easily. I want it to be up against the as far back as it can. No. Oh my goodness, this is kind of harder than I thought it was going to be. So, if you're watching this just dying on the inside, I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. This is just how I do things. Okay, look at that. See? Boop. Perfect. That worked out. Man, this stuff is cool. I know it's not for shelving. Is it for shelving? I don't really know. Okay, let me get something like this. And we'll smooth it. We're gonna smooth it out and put it against the edge. Check that out. That's smooth. And the color is perfect. But let's cut away the trim. Look at that. Ooh, that actually worked out so good. All right, let's take away the edge. Or you know what? Maybe I'm just gonna leave that edge and collage over it so that we don't get too. Oh, you know what? It's cutting away already with just my nail. That's pretty cool. But is it gonna tear? I don't want it to like tear at the bottom. Let's pull that away. Okay, well that kind of just happened on, it just cut away with my nail. Like right down the seam. This stuff is amazing. Look at this. Oh, that's thrown away. Look how clean that is. And I did that with my nail. Here's the other side. It's perfect. How did that chaos just go to something just dead on? All right, let's try this part. This is so scary. This part kind of already. Okay. This part, I might leave a majority of it on. And then I'll just collage over it because this part is very scary. Like if you cut too far up, it's gonna go into gonna go into this. It kind of did right here at like a pinch. But not that you could notice. Especially if we're still gonna collage this part. Okay. I don't know, I don't like that. I don't like this though. I'll try this. I have like an actual little, oh, that's what it needed. I have like an actual, like my husband uses these to clean glass at work, so we always have them laying around. Well, not laying around, but available. Look at that, it just cuts it. Oh, that is satisfying. Why was I using that other crap? Okay. Oh my goodness. Can I just say that I envisioned it going like this, but never in my right mind did I think it would go like this. If that makes sense. Wow. It's so good. Look. It is so clean. The perfect color. It's like wipeable, so if I put, I don't know what I'll use this for, but if it was like for, you know, makeup or anything, or lotions or something, this would be wipeable. Ooh, I'm so proud of this. Okay, I'm gonna do the other two shelves the same way, and I'm gonna spare you that, so I'll show you when the rest are done. And then we're gonna start the whole collaging process and turning this all into not white. Okay, so I'll be back when the other two are done. Here is all three. This is the one we did together. Still holding on. I don't think this is gonna peel up. Second, and then the third. I think I cut a little, let me try to get it. I think I cut a little too far down on that one, but you won't see it as much when I go to collage it. And then this one, I kept a little further out. I know the doors will lay here. I don't know if I should, I'm scared to cut it off, try to cut it off straight because it will just be all messed up. So I just use the edge of this. And we'll leave that as is. But I think that stuff worked out really good. Here's what we're working with. This is what it was. I bought 2 boxes. I didn't know. This was just at the Dollar Tree. I've never worked with this, and it suggested the cups, and I think, what's this say? Yeah, I guess it's just for like cups or thermoses. I don't really know. It reminded me of the paper that you put in your drawers and the cabinets and stuff. And so I thought, well, I'll just buy it because if it peels up, it's no big deal. At least I tried to figure it out, but I think it worked out really good. Oh, as I say that, look at this. We'll put some glue. I'm going to put some glue down there, under there, and then push it, or, you know, press it down. But anyway, we'll do that, and then I'm going to start, I keep looking because I don't know if I should fill, this part in with green. Should I just wrap the whole interior? Or do... I don't know. I'm going to think about that. I'll come back with the idea, but I'm just gonna paintbrush some glue down and then lay this piece. Okay, see you in a minute. Update, I messed with this, put a piece in there because I figured I could always pull it away, but I like it. I think it looks super finished and good against all that chaos, and then the doors will be structure and the outside, when I collage it, will be crazy too. So it'll all kind of be cohesive with inside and outside. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure and do all the sides, and then I'll show you when it's done. I think that looks right. I have to touch up a little bit. There's like some little spots missing there, but that won't take too long. Okay, that's the next step. The most frustrating project I've ever attempted. Can we appreciate people that do things with like straight edges, perfect measurements, anything that requires any type of OCD, because I lack that, and this was so frustrating. It is done. It looks amazing. It was worth the frustration. I might still go in and do this strip right here to kind of, I probably won't, because now that I see that these will all be collage, so that will pull in the collage. But it was absolutely not my thing. It was not. This was so frustrating. I have to show you my workspace. Look at my workspace. It's insane. How do you do this? This is my workspace, and it just kept getting worse. But here's an up-close part, or up-close view, and I filled in the little specks of white or pieces that were showing with just a swipe of green paint. Ooh, it turned out honestly better than I could have imagined. It was worth the trouble of wrapping this, but like I said, anybody who does measurements, perfection type projects, I appreciate you. I really do, because this was extremely frustrating. But it's done, and it looks so good. I'm super excited about it. Now I'm going to step away from this, take a break, and I'm going to come back and start collaging it. But I think it turned out so nice. Okay. See you back in a little bit. By step away, I meant I've been gone for 2 days. And I've not looked at this project. But I'm going to start again, and we're going to collage. So I have magazines. I always use magazines. About 90% of it will be that. But then I also have this box. And it just has everything in it, like sticky, cardboard, just different textures, which I don't need that. Let's see what's in here. Yeah, we're probably just going to go with magazines. A lot of this is just crafting paper and peel and stick like I put on the inside of here, which there's that part again. I'm going to start from top to bottom, which I was looking at this now that I had stepped away and come back to it. I was taking a look, and this honestly isn't too much surface space to cover. I have the top, and then I have the sides. But now taking that inside away, it's so different. And then I have a little bit like on the edge of the bottom. And also I have the doors. And so I will collage. Let me see this. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'll just collage. Oh, that's magnet. That's awesome. So I will actually collage, I think, this part too. I'm not going to leave that white. I just don't want the white on there. And also I found, oh my goodness, it's just so cute. Let me show you. Just even without the collage so far. But I'm going to do both sides of the doors. And, oh, I was saying, I know what I'm going to use this for. So I'm actually going to put it right in this area here. I'll keep it in my office. And I'm going to put tattoo supplies in here. My bottles, my stencil stuff, I just can put so much stuff. Probably my numbing cream. And then that's going to free up a ton of space in the drawers that I have. So that's the plan. And it's going to be so cool. Also, the glass, I might not be wrapping the glass like I had said prior. I'm most likely going to get new glass cut. I think my husband's going to cut new glass for it, which that'll be in the last part of this. And if that happens, you'll see, because it's going to be really cool glass. So let me show you how I collage in anything. This is my process on how I do it. And I just basically, I don't know if this is how everybody does it, but for as long as I've collaged, I've just done it like this. I just take glue, throw it on there, spread it over the part I want to start working on. Pretty even coat. I'm only looking to make sure I'm in the frame, so, because that's not my specialty. I put glue in here as well. Just some. And I'll just use the same brush up there. But I'll take the magazine. I'll look for some type of pattern. I really like patterns. Like, I'm going to tear right here. So here's just an ad for perfume. But I love the green and the blue in that. And I also really don't like, I have to look at the camera. I also feel like straight edges are just not, I never really do straight edges. If I find myself laying a straight edge for some reason, I cover it with a torn. And so then I just, see, that just fell there. That's where it's going. I do keep in mind that sometimes when I have a big enough piece, I will tear a piece and separate it so that throughout it will coordinate. And this doesn't sound like there's any method to this, but I promise it all comes together. And sometimes I don't really coordinate it though. I throw it on there. If this is another thing with collage that I love, is if you lay it and you don't like it, you can cover it up. You can tear it off. You can paint over it and just have the texture under it. So it's very forgiving. you can just do what you want. Here's some more green. And then I'll show you why I poured. Oh, here's an example. So here's a straight edge. I'm going to put that against the straight edge. So sometimes those do come in handy. And then let me lift this up. I don't have a very good overhead view just for how large, you know, how tall this piece is. So far that's what it looks like. Just a few little pieces on there. But then let me show you why, since I have like a little section done here, I always take more glue and just top coat it. And it's gonna look crazy. It's way too glued is what it looks like, just sitting there like it's never gonna dry. But when you fully let everything set, it's all clear. You won't see any streaks, you won't. Let's do this pattern. This is really cool. Like a floral print. And it's too big, so we're gonna tear it. And see, that's not a perfectly straight edge, but it's got some structure to it. So we're gonna place that right along the edge. And then we'll do some like, probably further down. And then we're gonna coat it. I feel like you can never have too much glue, because the glue you set on top, you can always layer with. Edges, so we'll have to go in and do those edges, but I do always like lay them flat so they're not peeling up. And that's all you do. You just, and if you like more of straight, like perfect pieces, you can cut them. You can cut these into squares. You could cut these all into triangles. You could put circles on here. Whatever you would prefer, because there's just no rules with it. There's just no rules. That's why I love collage so much. And not only can you use basically trash, but you can use, oh, this is pattern's really cool. Look at this. How cool is that? So you have like the wall art and the window work texture. But, oh, so collage, you can use, like what I have in this box. You could use tinfoil, cardboard, textured. I save a lot of, like, packaging, and I use the texture from, you know, different types of cardboard or plastic wrap, and you can just build on it. I mean, there's seriously no, here's just another straight edge. So I'm actually going to fill this full corner in with it. Try to angle that a little bit more. And, oh, another thing, so as much as I don't actually like structure in art, and I just like doing whatever comes to mind, I love, this is another thing I actually really love doing, is mosaicing, which is a little more structured in a sense, though you can use anything you want to mosaic, and that's what I like with it. I love mosaic, I love collage. And mosaicing, you can use glass, jewels, beads, cardboard. I mean, you could actually collage with cardboard. I really like upcycling things I find, and I like seeing something that just looks not appealing and making it something. Just like maybe seeing the potential behind it or what it could be. So I'm doing some more green. I'm going to finish this little corner or this little section, and then I'll show you what it looks like before I then continue to do this whole entire cabinet. I'll probably do maybe like a little sped up insert, but I will save you from watching every single layer I do. I need some more color. You'll start to notice too, like, let me show you right now. You don't want it to just be all, well, if you do, you do. Maybe you want this all different shades of beige or all different shades of purple, but I'm gonna do some more color. I have a lot of green right now. Looks like a lot of black and white. I have some pink. So let's try to pull some pink or purple from somewhere. Or maybe even red. Oh my goodness. Look at these textures. I'm gonna rip that. I got these magazines from my sister-in-law, and they're wonderful. I love reading them. They're Vogue. But afterwards, the amount of color and texture and prints that are in this magazine, because it is all fashion. Oh, here, look at this. Look. See? And this, I'm going to tear the whole thing out because I'll just use it throughout the top portion. Perfect. Look at these patterns and prints. They just are so gorgeous. Here's an example. So when you collage, I'm just going to lay this, and it fell over the front here into this into this portion of it, and then you just wrap it around. And so then we've kind of started. So when you use the glue on top too, sometimes the paper doesn't want to be weighed down or stick if you're only putting it under the paper. And that's why over the years I've just kind of started doing the on top of it. I think this resembles paper mache, actually, when you just layer I think it's like a water glue mixture onto the paper base. So it kind of reminds me of that even, but it will always weigh that down and that will stick there. It's not going to pop back up, which is so nice to be able to build on something that's not constantly trying to peel away from something it doesn't necessarily want to be on. Okay. I get so excited talking about collage because this is what kind of calms as crazy as this looks, this kind of calms my brain because I'm able to just get it all out and it looks just so fun. And I'm a sucker for pattern. Just anything like that. And the difference in textures. So we'll put some of this, we'll start with like blue now. And we'll put some pops of blue in there. You go through too. A lot of the times I like to lay these bigger pieces, but when you go back through and look, you have little pieces that are left out here. So then you'll just go in and take whatever comes to mind and throw it in that space and fill all those little spaces too. I try to cover surface first as much as possible. So I feel like I'm making some type of progress. Let's put part of her right here. Anyway, if you're like need a way to just do any type of art, I would highly suggest collage, because before you know it, you're just throwing stuff on the paper and it actually comes out as something totally different. It just looks like trash at first. I don't know, and some people might look at it and just be like, that's trash on the paper or on the project, and it is. But that's not always what everyone sees. It's also nice because you're not usually like investing in a lot of material other than things that you find have laying around, people, you know, give you, because like in this case, these magazines were read now by two households, and they will now continue to be used in a sense. This is like a pretty green and blue, almost like marbled. I'm gonna put that along the edge. And it's super convenient because if the glue just dries, throw some more on there. Because you can't ever have too much on there. And I promise you it will dry clear. You will never see all those layers. I'll show you till this little section's filled in, and then I'll show you the results. And in the next video, I'll be doing the doors. Like, we're gonna do the hinges, which I still have as gold or silver, but I bought gold spray for it. So we're gonna make those gold, reattach the doors, and put the new, either the new glass in or wrap the glass that I already have with something similar to this. Except, so I use this in my dollhouse series, and it has like a sheen to it, but you can't see through it. I want to get the more rainbow. They have like almost, looks like a stained glass version of this, which was what I was going to do on the glass, except I'm pretty sure I'm just getting new glass, which won't need any type of wrap. And it'll be, it's just going to be pretty if that really happens. Oh, look at this pattern. That's fun. All right, I'm gonna fill this little quarter in. We'll use that straight edge. And then we'll use the other side of it. It's also kind of like a puzzle. So as you're tearing these things and you see the little openings, you just fill in all the puzzle pieces. And I like that too, because you can just shred the paper and fill up that little spot, which is also super satisfying. Okay, so let me show you so far, and then I will go on about it. But I have a pretty good chunk done. It really doesn't take that much time too. Like, I'm kind of talking and showing everything that's around me or the ideas. But if you're just sitting here focused and collaging only, you could just knock this whole piece out, because like I said, you are just piecing everything together and your brain's going. Look at that. I know maybe some people can't see it right now, but that is going to be everywhere. The inside's going to just be the opposite. It's all going to come together. So I'm going to work on this whole thing, and I might show you sped up, and then I will show you the results, because I want to just knock this out so I can finally see what it all looks like done. So I'll see you guys back in a little bit. I wanted to show this also, that in the magazine I come across these butterflies. And this stool one here. I didn't mention this, but I also like to actually cut this out, not tear at it. Though that would be an option too. And then, and don't make like a perfect, or I just prefer not to make like a perfect cut. Just the shape of it. And then you put it on the piece and you build around it. So in the sense that, let me put some stuff under it actually, because I would normally just throw that on top, but since I'm going to show you. This brown, by the way, is coming off my paintbrush. That was not brown before. I don't know why it's doing that all of a sudden. I guess there's like leftover paint, but so you want to build some type of background to this. And I'm going to do it in this order because then it will be, you know, layered up off of the paper, off of the shelf, which is what I'm going for. So this is just another way to actually collage and use things in magazines. I love butterflies. I have them tattooed pretty much head to toe at this point. And so I kind of want this guy to stick out. From the shelf itself. It's like its own little picture. Looking at this, I wish I'd have done it on the other side because when I do hang it, it will be facing away from me, but maybe I'll just find another butterfly for behind it. That's actually too dark. If you really want it to pop, you want to try to find like the opposite color. So what is he? Green. So you would want to lay some type of purple. Even that blue is kind of cutting it close. Oh, here, we'll do that. Well, that's very similar, but this is a pretty pattern. Ooh, let's do yellow. So see this pattern? That would work very well behind there. And we'll just make a bigger chunk of this. One thing I did on the top, which you'll see when I show you the finished, is I did a lot of smaller chunks, which leaves you with a lot of tiny cracks to fill in. So down here for both sides, I'm going to go with larger chunks so I'm not left with so much tedious little work afterwards. I didn't like that up there. So we'll lay that under him. And then the only thing I'm worried about this brush is smearing the brown on top of here. So let's try a clean. I guess that was just hidden in the brush. We're just gonna throw that there. Or maybe it was on the, I don't think it was on this paint thing. But we're gonna glue him down. That side's still a little loose enough to pick him up, and we'll slide something under him. But my point to showing you this is, if you don't prefer to rip the paper and have it look so messy, you also can just take items and images that you see from the magazine and cut them into what they already were. We're gonna slide this under him. And then when this dries, I'll look at it as well, because this can be layered even more. So if I really want him to pop, which I did this example on my self-portrait, is I started to realize, let me actually show you, I started to realize that my neck and stuff was kind of blended in with my body and my hair. So after it dried out in the video, I go back in and I add highlighting so that it pops off the paper more, which I may go back in and do with this guy. So you are able to, if you would lay him and not like how it is, you can still go in and highlight. Like even right here, this could be good. I don't like that actually, because he is so dark. Try to lay this up. And you do have time to work with this, especially even with the layering of glue. So as long as you're careful, I was able to pull his little wing forward. Didn't ruin anything, because he's still able to be worked on. So see, his wing will pop a little bit there. I might go back in once it's a little bit drier. One thing I will tell you is when you do layer the glue, it kind of hides the true color of the paper. So don't overdo it. You can go back in when it dries and always add highlights and such. Okay, we're gonna lay that, and I'm just gonna try to do bigger chunks on this section, which I just did. I said I was going to work top to bottom, so then I did exactly the opposite of that and just started from the bottom up. But up there, I also did start in one corner, and then I just started laying out pieces that coordinated. So I used a lot of this throughout it, and then the back of that, and I pieced those outward without moving along, so I could just see that everything was balanced. So basically it's just a preference, but I'm gonna actually finish everything. I just wanted to show you how to add almost like an object into the piece, and then I'll show you the finished results. I promise I'm gonna show you the finished piece, but I keep coming across things that I'm filling in that I want to show you. So I've done this side, and I've done the top, but I started right here. And when I started right here, there were these little ridges that were left white because maybe the paper didn't reach. I didn't want the paper to reach over. I just want it to, you know, be hid under here. So instead of trying to like fill in these little edges, I just took super dry watercolor that matches the tones in the back, and I brushed it over the white little gaps in the collage, so it kind of pulls it all together. And that's how that little centerpiece is going to be done down towards here as well. But then I was going to show you before I did this part too, I found these really cool fingers in the magazine, and so I thought I could do them in the center here and make it look like there's little hands. See how that looks? That's going to be so cool. So before I just threw that in there but forgot to mention it, I was gonna show what I came across there. But the next clip is gonna be the finished piece. Okay, bye. Here it is, all finished. I'm gonna try to show every little... It's kind of awkward to show because there's so many different parts. There's the fingers. They turned out really good. Up here. Here is the top. Here is the side. And then here is the other one. There's the butterfly. It turned out just better than I even hoped for. I did clear coat it, if you can see that sheen to it there. I did take it out and clear coat all of the... Oh, I also made the fingers come like from up here too. So they're kind of reversible there. But then they look right there. And I ended up doing in there, like I showed just a second ago, so all of those coordinate the little spaces. I was saying though, I clear coated it just to give it that seal so none of it peels up and whatnot over time. But then I started the doors, which are right here. I will show the finished doors on the door episode, so I have pretty much one done right there, well, almost done. And I was just gonna show my actual workspace area, the aftermath. So I am going to finish the doors and then get through all this mess. Clean this all up. But it turned out so good, and thank you so much for watching this whole process if you stayed, because it turned out better than I could have expected. And next episode we're going to finish it all up and see the full final piece. So I'll see you guys then. Bye.